Hello, Sabzar sir. Hello.
Uh, Good evening,
Yes,
sir.
sir. Good evening, sir. Good evening, sir.
Okay. Shall we start?
Yes, sir. Sir, from your side, HOD ma'am not joining, sir. I am checking.
HOD,
Yes.
HODM is there. She
Yes,
joined.
yes.
Madam is
Okay,
there,
sir.
but she is on mute, I think.
Okay, sorry. If possible, sir, please share their Zoom name because actually I am searching here.
Admin.
Okay, sir.
Okay.
Sir, you can start the session, sir. Please, sir, please.
Okay. Fine. Thank you. Good evening, all. I'm Dr. Muhammad Shafi, Assistant Professor of Department of Management Studies, NIT Warangal, and convener of this webinar. So first of all, I cordially invite all of you to this national webinar titled Wealth Creation Through Financial Modeling, organized by Department of Management Studies, NIT Warangal, in collaboration with Association of Mutual Funds in India, Amfi. So we are truly delighted to host a national webinar, and I strongly believe that this webinar will be helpful to the participants since this is touching on highly needed topic of wealth creation, financial planning, personal finance, etc. As we know that this is a highly imperative topic, even among the educated people who are also lagging behind to make the proper financial planning. And especially to enjoy the financial freedom in their practical life. So in this webinar, mainly we have one keynote speaker, Sri Surikant Sharma sir. He is the senior consultant of Amfi and former DGM of the SEBI. So this webinar will be inaugurated by the head of the department, Professor G. Sunita ma'am. In fact, this webinar won't be happened without her constant support. Ma'am, I'm delighted to welcome you to this webinar and thank you for joining this webinar in spite of your busy schedule. This webinar, the other convener of this webinar is Professor Tulasi Devi ma'am. She'll address this webinar by introducing the keynote speaker, Sri Surikant Sharma sir. Respected all dignitaries, it is my immense pleasure to welcome all of you to this national webinar and thank you for your commitment and for joining here in this webinar. More importantly, the participants. Indeed, we are so much happy to inform you that we got overwhelming response to this webinar. The total registration of this webinar crossed more than 300 participants from various states. If you talk about the participants, there are undergraduate, postgraduate professionals who are keenly interested in this topic. All the participants, thank you so much for your registration. I extend my heartfelt welcome and gratitude to all of you. At the outset, let me make a beginning note. Please attend this 1.5 webinar completely, and accordingly, your e-certificate will be generated. In the middle, you will be shared a feedback survey, and please fill that feedback form also without fail. So this webinar will be technically moderated by Mr. Sajjar Ahmed. Let me express my gratitude to him also for his support for organizing this webinar. And at the end, the question answer session will be held and which will be followed by vote of thanks. Once again, I welcome you all to this webinar and thank you for joining here in this platform. At first, let's proceed with the inaugural address. Now, may I call upon Head of the Department, Professor G. Sunita ma'am, for addressing this webinar. Ma'am, you may please continue.
Yeah, thank you, Shafi. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear.
Yeah, good evening, one and all. And a special thanks to Suraj Kant Sharma, sir, who is a senior consultant, AMF, and former DGM of SEBI. It is my pleasure that you are on our webinar, sir. And I'm the head management studies. I welcome once again all the participants and Shafi and Tulsi madam, who is the convener and co-convener of this webinar. And I'm here to present here about my department, that is DMS. DMS stands for Department of Management Studies, which was established in the year 2000. And this DMS is exclusively, the program is for management graduates. And this program is exclusively for engineering graduates, and our intake was 77. So in the last academic year only, we have opened this engineering course all the domains, all undergraduate people with all the domains. And we were like, we have two programs under this DMS. That one is like a MBA program, and another one is research. We have research scholars full-time as well as part-time. Full-time, at present, we are having 12, and part-time, like 28 are there. So, this PhD program also was started in 2009 for us, and almost 10 to 15 students has awarded a degree under our DMS label. So, this is the silver jubilee year for our department. So, in this, we will be doing throughout the year so many programs. Already our department is very good in analytics and all this. And this we conducted recently 2 workshops of MSME, developing the training the management people and employees of different MSME people on digital marketing and all this. So we have conducted so many other programs also from government-sponsored workshops, skill development, entrepreneurial thing. Our department we have student activities like management society club. Initially, we used to call it as Abhiyan Club. So our department throughout 365 days, means 365 year means academic number of days, we will be having so many activities related to students and faculty, and we are good in research, and our faculties are so much expertise in their personal domains. With this small note, I once again welcome all the participants, especially Suraj sir. Thank you so much for taking time, and you are pretty much available for us and presenting in this seminar. And once again, all the best for all the participants, Shafi and Tulsi madam, along with me. Congratulations for this program. Thank you. Over to you, Shafi.
Okay, thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you so much for your inaugural address as well as introducing the department. Now, let's move forward. May I call upon our co-convener, Professor S. Tulasi Devi, ma'am, to introduce our keynote speaker. Over to you, ma'am.
Thank you, Professor Shafi. I'm very
Yes,
glad
ma'am.
I'm very glad to introduce our esteemed speaker, Sri Suryakant Sharma sir. Sri Suryakant Sharma sir is a postgraduate in commerce and law with specialization in corporate law. He is also Chartered Associate of Indian Institute of Banking and Finance. Sri Sharma has over 35 years experience in banking and finance and securities market, and had initially served in a leading financial institution. Thereafter, in Department of Financial Services, Ministry of Finance, Government of India, and finally in SEBI. Sri Sharma joined Securities and Exchange Board of India, SEBI, in 2003 and served in SEBI for more than 16 years in different departments of SEBI. Lastly, in addition to other assignments in SEBI, he was in charge of Office of Investor Awareness and Education in SEBI's northern region for more than 5 years. And in this period, more than 15,000 financial literacy and investor awareness programs were conducted, and he himself had addressed as a guest speaker in more than 600 IAPs. Sri Sharma was also a member of working group of NCERT for developing vocational course on mutual funds for students of 11th and 12th classes. Sri Sharma is also a recipient of Excellence Award from a leading trade body for spreading awareness of mutual funds in India, and has also got Mahatma Jyotiba Phule Star Icon Achievers Award in 2024. Sri Sharma is also mentor of a few NGOs working for financial literacy and investor awareness in the country. After superannuation from SEBI in 2019, he has joined Association of Mutual Funds in India, Amfi, an apex body of mutual fund in India, as senior consultant, for spreading financial literacy and investor awareness across country amongst the citizens. Since May 2019, Sri Sharma has interacted with lakhs of investors and potential investors through more than 1100 investor awareness online webinars and on-ground physical programs across country in reputed government organizations, research institutions, leading educational and professional institutions, corporates, startups, women-centric NGOs, and others. So I'm very glad to welcome you, sir. Shafi.
Okay, yeah, fine.
over
Thank
to
you so much, ma'am, for introducing our keynote speaker. Now, may I call upon Surigant sir to address the address this webinar on the topic of wealth creation through financial planning. Oh, sir, welcome.
Good afternoon to all of you. Am I audible to Mr. Safi?
Yes, you
Yes,
are
sir.
audible, sir.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. I am thankful to you particularly, and then ma'am, and then the professor who has just introduced me to all the participants. I can see a lot of faculty members are also here, apart from a good number of students. And I am very thankful that you have created interest about this subject. Because I feel personally, Dr. Shafi, that this is the most imperative subject nowadays, particularly for young generation. So I'm thankful to all of you for giving me opportunity. But 2-3 things I wish to mention here before I start my session. Number one is that I am not an academician. I am just a student. So my language will be that of student only, because my purpose will be to connect with the students. Perchance I have got opportunity to work in Government of India, then in SEBI. So little bit I might be knowing more as with regard to the subject, but I'm a student and I will be very happy to get something from you as well. So thank you very much for giving me opportunity. One more thing I want to mention here, that this program is from Association of Mutual Funds in India, Amfi, which is an apex body of mutual funds in India. But this is not a marketing event or a promotional event of mutual funds. It is purely an investor awareness and, program. And the purpose of such programs, which we are doing across country under the umbrella of SEBI, is to sensitize young generation, particularly young generation, to understand the concept of investment, the importance of investment, and how we can make our life better and livable by use of money which we will be having in your hands over a period of time. I appreciate your students may not have money at this juncture. They are students, they are getting pocket money from their parents and they are enjoying it. But down the line, in 1 or 2 years after completing course here, they will start working, maybe as an employee of some corporate or some institution. They may start some business or join some family business, or they may go for some profession. So they will also start earning very soon. I wish them all of the great to all of them. You have used a few words: wealth creation, financial planning, financial independence, financial empowerment. Some people call it the other way around. To me, as a student, and I should start with the first basic thing: how we can create wealth, how we can be financially independent. So for that, I personally feel that we have to be saver. Because unless and until we save, the journey of investment and through investment, wealth creation will not start. So the first stage I feel personally is to save, to be a saver. And perchance you will all appreciate, we Indians are still one of the best savers in the world. So it simply implies that we are savers. And not only my generation, not only my next generation, but generations together have been saving, because saving has been in our blood. And why we have been saving, I don't know whether Shafi has gone deeper into the thought why we should save. I personally feel that why saving has been in our blood, because of the singular reason, and that is Indian society is basically family centric society. We value our society, and to be plainly speaking, we live for the family. After this, I don't know whether Dr. Shafi is married or not, but once you are married, once you develop a family, you live not for you, but for the family. Not only for your wife and kids, but also for your parents who has given you this life to you. So we Indians are, as we are family-centric society, and all welfare and comfortable life for the family has to be ensured by you. And you will appreciate that there are a huge wishes and expectation of the family members. Natural. That's very natural. For which we will be needing huge money. That is why we save. That is the basic reason I personally feel of saving. Now the question arises, when we should start saving. I just take 2 minutes about saving, because saving, I again repeat, saving is most important thing. To be financially independent, or to be wealth creator, saving is a must. But with regard to saving, three things I want to request to your students particularly, and even to Professor Safi and young faculty members here. And these three things, I had done a mistake, I honestly admit it, which your students should not repeat, or even Shafi, you should not repeat, because you are still very young and you have a long way to go. The first thing is, please start saving right from the first month when you start earning. You were lackluster in this. We started saving after 4 or 5 years of working. That was a blunder on my part. So I want to request all of you, students particularly, when you start working, when you start earning money, please start saving. Never shy of saving a small amount even. Because normally it might happen that in the beginning you might have not good salary, good package, or good business income, or for that matter, even in profession. What is important here is that you may save 500 rupees, 1000 rupees, 2000 rupees, 5,000, whatever. You start saving right from the first month. And second thing I want to tell you, be religiously regular in saving. Every month you have to save. Of course, that things will keep changing in your life. Situation will keep changing month to month basis. But what your commitment should be, that I will save every month. Amount of saving might vary. Third thing about saving is, please keep increasing your saving with the increase in your income. And my dear friends, you will appreciate that our income increases annually. Every year your income increases. If you're in job, you get increment, you get increase in your package, and in between you get elevation and promotion, or your salary can get increase. If even when you are in a business or in a profession, your income keep increasing every year. So with the increase in income, you must save your saving every year. And a thumb rule is there, if possible, please sincerely try to increase your saving minimum by 10% every year. If you are saving 1000 rupees a month in this year, second year it should be 1100 rupees. And third year, you should add 10% of the 1100, incremental increase in saving every year. These three things with regard to saving looks very normal, most normal things. But I can promise you, with my experience, these three things will change your life forever as far as money availability is concerned. You will have very good money over a period of time after 10, 15, 20 years. So please do always keep these three things with regard to saving. Then naturally, second mistake we made is, we were savers. My generation was savers. But unfortunately, we kept the money at home. You might have seen your mother, your grandmother, how they saved 1 rupees, 2 rupees, 5 rupees. But unfortunately, they kept the saving in their kitchen boxes, in their hidden boxes. They that was very normal in middle class families. But what was the blunder they did is they kept the saving at home, not the right thing. Because literally you will appreciate that money value keep diminishing every year over a period of time because of inflation. So if you keep the money at home, the basic purpose of saving will be defeated. So then naturally what to do? Keep in your saving in put your saving into one or the other investment, and the process of putting or deploying your saving into one or other product is normally called investment. So saving is the first step, investment is the second step. You should not necessarily have to be a saver, but also you have to be investor. And my dear friends, I can tell these young friends I can see whose videos are on, that this country has been a country of savers. But now the time has come, my dear friends, that this country has to be a country of investors. Because only through investment we can reap the benefit of economic development of the country. Our country will be going very high as far as GDP is concerned, ranking all these things. So we will be reaping benefit of the investment when we are investor. So what I want to tell you, please be an investor. And the purpose of investment is very simple, my dear friend, Mr. Ahmed, Kamal Ahmed. I don't know what you have in mind about the investment, but my funda is very clear about investment. The only purpose of investment that my money should also start earning money for me. The money which I have saved, the money which I have invested should earn money for me. That's the only purpose of investment. And my money should earn as much money as possible. That is everybody expected, that I should get the highest return on my investment. So the basic purpose of investment is to that I should have that my money which I have saved and invested should earn more money for me. But unfortunately, that again purpose was defeated in our generation. Why? Because we were shy of taking risk. And my dear friends, please mind it. In investment, whether you accept it or not, risk is there. Whether in some products, risk may be very, very high. In some products, risk may be moderate. In some product, risk may be very less. And in some products, of course, governmental some schemes where there is no risk. But the basic rule you must understand, when there is no risk, no reward. The equation is very clear. If you wish to take risk in the investment, if you wish to take, and rather, I am of the strong opinion that you must take risk. Those, particularly those who are young, just people like Mr. Ahmed and Mr. Gogoi, you must take risk. Because only through taking risk, you can expect higher return on your investments. Because if you go for investment into conventional products, don't think that you will get higher or better return. So choice is yours. And again, I may tell you, Mr. Ahmed, the most important thing in life is your selection and choice. What you select, where you go, what investment you make. These all things are on in your mind and your decision. And whatever decision you take today will be reflected in future as far as your prosperity and wealth creation is concerned. So again, choice is always yours. My generation choice is, Are Baba, I will save, I will invest, but my money should be secured in investment. That was my funda. Not my funda, my generation funda. Very clear. We didn't want to take any risks. And my dear Mr. Alok, that was a blunder on our part. I admit it honestly. That was a blunder on our part because we didn't even talk about the risk. We didn't know what the risk was. Because we were very clear we will not take risk. So please come out of that mindset. In investment, when risk is there is a higher probability of getting higher return, but no guarantee, Mr. Alok. I am very clear. There are fraudsters roaming around in the country nowadays. They will guarantee you 20% return, doubling your money in 3-4 years. This percent, that percent, they're all frauds. I am very bluntly speaking for them. They may not like my word, but I am very clear. So what I want to emphasize here is that if you take risk in the investment, there is a probability of getting higher return, no guarantee at all. So just to increase the probability of getting higher return, you have to take risk. And what is risk? If you talk generally, Mr. Alok, what is risk? Risk is nothing. I might have a fear in my mind that I may lose my money, or I may not get any return. This is the only risk in the investment. So come out of that mindset. But before taking any risk, my dear friends, you must understand the risk not only of yours, but also the product where you are investing. There are two aspects of risk. First aspect is, what is my risk appetite? How much risk I can take? And my dear friends, every individual has got different risk appetite. Mind it. Mr. Alok, I don't know whether he's a student or a teacher. If he's earning, then he might have different risk appetite. For that goes to Mr. Gogoi. Mr. Ahmad, Kamal Ahmad appears to be a student. I feel I might be wrong even. But what I want to tell you that every individual had got different risk appetite because of age, because of different income, and because of different family circumstances or obligations. So mind it, Mr. Gogoi, your risk appetite is different. The risk appetite of Mr. Alok is totally different. So out of this, what comes out is that we should take our investment decision keeping in mind my own risk appetite, not to look at others. But unfortunately, what normally happens in institutions, suppose Mr. Alok is working, just for a perchance, Mr. Alok is working, he's a teacher somewhere, and he has got a recognition that he's a good investor. He invests money in a good product. Whole faculty members and staff silently or hiddenly will start investing where Mr. Alok is investing. That again is a blunder. We should not follow others. And Mr. Alok, others includes your relations, other includes your friends, other includes your colleagues. Everybody includes, because your money is your money. Mind it very clearly. So you should take your investment decision strictly as per your risk appetite. And one more thing I want to tell you, your risk appetite, Mr. Alok, is not a constant factor. It is not a constant, lifelong you have a same risk appetite. No, that is not. Those who are young will have higher risk appetite. Why? Because of the simple reason that they have still 30-40 years to go. But unfortunately, Mr. Alok, at this phase of my life, I don't have that luxury. Because I can't take risk now. So my focus should be on security of the money which I have accumulated over a period of time. But your priority should be totally different. You should think of taking highest risk, not highest in numerical number. What I want to say, as per your risk appetite, but the intent should be that you should get maximum higher return on your investment. That's the only intent for the next 20-25 years. The second aspect of the risk is you must look at the risk in the product where you are intending to invest. That's equally important, because in market, my dear friends, hundreds of investment products are now available. In my time, I don't know whether when Mr. Alok and Gogoi will talk to his father or my generation people, what they will typically say, we had hardly any choice of investment at that time. Normal 2-3 investment products used to be there in my time. I'm talking of middle class people only. One was bank fixed deposit. We were very proud of putting our money into bank fixed deposit. And second one was purchasing of LIC policy, insurance policy. But unfortunately, my dear friends, both the products are not investments. That is why we couldn't get the benefit of investment, which otherwise we were entitled to. Of course, the time was different at that time. But in your time, lot of investment products are available. But again, each investment product has its got risk appetite, risk level. Some products have highest risk inbuilt. Some products have moderate risk. Some products have got less risk. And some governmental scheme products have no risk. But one thing I want to tell you, that in risk, you have to understand that higher risk you take, there is a probability of getting higher return. Again, because why I am again repeating again and again, only probability, no guarantee. So you must understand that if you take risk, there is a probability of getting higher return. So please, while taking all your investment decision, you have first to look at your risk appetite and side by side with the risk in the product where you are intending to invest. And one more thing I want to tell you. Again, we were honestly, in my time, we don't have any attitude of even knowing about the investment, all these things. Where our parents say we will put it, where my friends say we will put it. In investment, normally we were very happy when we got some return or in interest, whatever name you call it. Suppose in bank fixed deposit, suppose Mr. Alok, just for example only. Suppose in bank FD, bank was giving me 7% interest on 1 year bank FD. I was very much happy. I was thrilled. I was dancing when I got 7% interest on my bank FD. Why? Arey Baba, I got 7,000 of 1 lakh bank FD for 1 year. And I was very more than happy. But I was absolutely wrong. 7,000 interest or return, Mr. Alok, was just only namesake only. It was a notional return only. That was not the real return, mind it. It was not the real return. But we were not knowing about the real return or whatever that might be. Whatever we were getting, we were more than satisfied and happy. But 7,000 is your notional return only, my dear friends. Please understand. Because one thing keep happening every year when we go for some investment, and that is, my dear friends, inflation. And what is inflation, Mr. Kamal? You are a student. Inflation is nothing but increase in the prices of goods, item or services over a period of time. That is inflation. So suppose Mr. Alok, just I take his permission to use his name in the one simple example I want to share with all of you. Suppose Mr. Alok has got 1 lakh rupees with him. Of course, he may get annoyed. Sir, why you mentioned only 1 lakh rupees? I have much more than that. Definitely you have. But just for the example sake, I am saying that you have 1 lakh rupees and you go for the bank FD and bank gives you 7% interest. Inflation rate has been 5% during this 1 year. Suppose. What does it mean, my dear Mr. Ahmad? Inflation rate 5% means last year, had Mr. Alok not gone for the bank FD, and he might have purchased some goods item or availed some services from 1 lakh rupees. Mr. Ahmed, tell me, would he be able to get same item, same goods and same services after 1 year at 1 lakh rupees? Will it be, Mr. Alok? We all know it will not be possible because of inflation. Prices of those items have increased. And suppose the inflation rate has been 5%, Mr. Alok, what does it simply means? It simply means whatever you could have purchased last year at 1 lakh rupees for the same item and same goods and services, Mr. Alok will have to pay not 1 lakh rupees but 1 lakh 5,000 rupees. Am I right, Mr. Kamal? He will have to pay 1 lakh 5,000 rupees. So you see the proposition. Out of 7,000, 5,000 has been eaten by the inflation. Normally, we are very happy we got 7%, but it is not 7%. Majority of your return on investment, Mr. Gogoi, is normally eaten by the inflation. Majority. Sometimes 5%, 50%, 60%, even 70, 80% sometimes. So out of 7,000, in this example, 5,000 has been eaten by the inflation. Still, Mr. Alok is very happy. Let it be, sir. I have got still 2,000 with me out of 7,000. No, my dear friend, there is another problem. And that is taxability on return on investment. most of the return are taxable, except some governmental scheme. I will mention in between afterwards if I get time. As far as FD is concerned, Mr. Gogoi, I don't know whether you must be aware of that, the fact. As far as FD in banks are concerned, interest on bank FDs will be treated as your income. And you will have to include that income in your income tax return, and you will have to pay income tax as per your slab. No concession of a single rupee. So 7,000 will be treated as your income, and suppose you are in 20% bracket even, suppose, of income tax. Then Mr. Alok will have to pay 20% on 7,000, that is 1,400. And now you can't avoid it, because financial system is integrated now. In my times, we were aware, and let it be, who income tax department will come to our home, knock it and get the income tax. Because system was not, financial system was not integrated at that time. But now the system is integrated. The moment you get credit of interest of FD, income tax people will know it automatically. Rather, you can put your PAN number, Mr. Gogoi, and on the income tax website, and there is an entry or there is a mention that you got 7,000 rupees. So now you can't avoid it. So 20% of 7,000 means 1,400. Now you see, my dear friend, Mr. Alok was very happy. He had rather thrown a party to friends and colleagues that I have earned 7,000 rupees. But out of 7,000, 5,000 has been eaten by the inflation. 1,400 he has to pay his income tax. What it becomes, sir? 6,400. What really remains is only 600. Only 600. So mind it, 600 is your real return, not 7,000. 7,000 is your notional income only. And always feel that unless and until you get maximum real return, you will not be creating wealth. So real return, I just formula, Mr. Ahmed, a formula has come out of this discussion of the real return. If you want to wish, you can note it down. Real return equal to notional return minus inflation minus tax liability, if any. You should always strive and work hard for real return. And Mr. Alok should never be happy with the return he gets. Normally we do, but that is a misnomer, rather, you can say. 7,000, Mr. Alok, was your notional return only. The real return is only 600 rupees. And my dear friends, this 600 is going to create wealth for you. And what is wealth? Mr. Alok, I don't know. You might be in a competition, you give a very detailed definition of wealth, but my definition of wealth is very simple. Accumulation of assets, maybe financial, maybe non-financial, value of which will increase in future, and they will also give return over a period of time. That is wealth. That is wealth. So wealth creation, why wealth creation is important? Because only through wealth creation, we will get good money over a period of time. And how the journey of wealth creation will start? Again, I go to the my first sentence. First save, then invest, then ensure that you get maximum real return on your investment, and then you will be creating wealth. And through wealth creation, Mr. Gogoi, you can think of your prosperity. You can think of your financial independence. So this is a journey which starts from saving and which will end at your financial independence. And what is financial independence? It is nothing. I should have money for my needs. I should have money for my comfort. I should have money for giving good life to my family. I should have money for giving best education to my kids, to my children, and I should have money for my retirement life. That is my prosperity, very honestly. This is again simple definition of prosperity. I don't want to go into the technicalities because normally investment is very boring subject. People get bored. They want definitely make money, but talking and listening about the investment, sorry, it is a boring subject. Let it be. But I want to tell you that it is not a boring, it is very interesting subject if you make it. That depends on you, how you take it. So in investment, real return is the crux. And always try to maximize your real return. Now, one more thing I want, Mr. Shafi has used one more word, financial planning. What is financial planning, my dear friends? In lot of article, lot of books you might have available on financial planning. But as I told you in the morning, Mr. Gogoi, I am a student. And for financial planning, I will put it very simply. And that again taking your name. Fine. I think you will permit me to take your name, Mr. Gogoi. Next Sunday, Mr. Gogoi, and I'm telling Mr. Gogoi to do something, because he appears to be a teacher or an academician, or he's earner, basically. But Mr. Ahmad, for you it is to understand. Next Sunday, Mr. Gogoi, sit with your family at home. Take a white paper. Make 3 columns on the paper. In the first column of the paper, on the first column, you just jot down what are the major milestones in your life for which you will be needing money. And normally what they are, Mr. Nagogoi, normally speaking, for a middle class, salary class person. Number 1, where you will need money, marriage. For which you will need money. Second one is purchase of house. Every family, when you develop your family, every family will wish to have their own house. May it be flat, may it be house, whatever it might be. But every family would wish to have their own house. Then 4-wheeler, the minimum thing nowadays, but still you will need money for that. Second, and after that, Mr. Gogoi, a new phenomena has been added in your generation, which were not common in my generation, but now it's very common. What is that, Mr. Alok? Going on vacation. Every family wants to go on vacation. Not only domestic vacation, but international vacation. Not once, but regularly. But for you need money. Then after that, a very major milestone will happen in your life, Mr. Gogoi, and that is giving or arranging best higher education and professional education to children. Every parents wants. Every parents want. I don't know whether Alok is a parent or not. But once you become a parent, your thinking will totally change. You will start very seriously how I can give best education to my kids, how I can give best professional education and higher education to children. And but for that, Mr. Gogoi, you will need huge money. I want you to be scary. Just wait for 5 minutes. I don't know whether you will have sound sleep today or not, you or Mr. Alok, if you are a runner. And I wish you should not have. Because only then your journey will start for thinking seriously about making good money from investment. So, giving higher education to the children. After that, marriage of the children. In Indian family context, normally parents take care of their marriage, money. Then lastly, but most importantly, and rather equally important, Mr. Gogoi, is leading comfortable retirement life. That is also have become very most important. Because Mr. Alok, you will appreciate that hardly 2-3% people get government job where pension used to be a privilege. Even in government, that is not there now. But in private sector, no pension is there. So you will have to make sure that you lead comfortable retirement life. And for that, my dear friend, Mr. Gogoi, you will have to develop a huge retirement corpus. So these are the major milestones I have just narrated. But I am not limiting you, Mr. Gogoi. You are free to add on whatever milestones you have in your mind. You might have one or two or more than that. Add that. So in the first column, right from marriage to retirement life, put all the milestones. In the second column, against each milestone, Mr. Gogoi, now put the likely period when this is likely to happen in your life. Again, estimate only, Mr. Alok. Precisely, of course, it is not possible. Suppose perchance again, I say that Mr. Gogoi says that I am not married. I don't know his marital status, but suppose he says that he is not married and he likely to be married after 2 years. Put it 2 years against marriage. Again, I repeat, it is an estimate only. Likewise, 2 year, 3 year, 5 year, 10 year, 50 year, 30 year, last retirement life, whatever. You just put a period just for estimate only. And Mr. Gogoi, now third column is very important. Against each milestone, start putting the money which you will need for each milestone. Suppose, Mr. Gogoi, you say that you are not married and you are likely to be married after 2 years. And normally, as I may just mentioned, parents take care of the kids' marriage. But Mr. Gogoi has a wish. I don't know, that is not abnormal now, but that is a very normal thing. What is wish on marriage? Going on Greece vacation. I wish to go on vacation, honeymoon after marriage to Greece. But Mr. Gogoi, you should not expect that your parent will give a check of 5 or 7 lakhs for honeymoon to Greece. That you will have to arrange. So what I want to tell you, suppose you say that the Greece package will be 5 lakhs. So against marriage, put it 5 lakhs. But Mr. Gogoi, it will not be 5 lakhs. Today you are estimating that the honeymoon package of Greece will come at 5 lakhs, but after 2 years, Mr. Alok, when he actually will go for the honeymoon package, it might increase to 5.50 lakhs or even 6 lakhs. So that inflation factor you have always keep in mind. Whatever you are estimating today is go haywire. Two most glaring example I want to tell you, and please be serious for next 5 minutes. Mr. Gogoi, a good MBA course, regular degree of MBA from a reputed Indian institute today will cost around 20 lakhs. Am I right? Around 20 lakhs, including everything. But so Mr. Gogoi, when your kids will go for MBA for higher education after 25 years, not today, they will definitely go after 25 years. You might not have even thought of it. The MBA degree, Mr. Alok, which is costing around 20 lakhs today, will cost not less than 2 crore rupees after 25 years. Mind it. 2 crore for one kid. Perchance Mr. Gogoi has two children, 4 crore only for the higher education of the children. And that too, Mr. Gogoi, when you think of giving the higher education in India only. Suppose you are dreaming of sending them to some good foreign university, it may cross even 3 crore per child. So 5 to 6 crore only for the higher education of children. And one more thing I want Mr. Gogoi to scare. Suppose, Mr. Gogoi, you are at the age of 30. Just for example's sake, you are at that 30 and you say that you are managing your monthly expenses around 30,000 today. Well, middle class I am talking about, that we are managing our monthly expenses at 30,000. Mr. Gogoi, when you will get retired after 30 years, that normal I am talking at the age of 60. When you will get retired after 30 years at the age of 60, you have not even thought the 30,000 monthly expenses which you are managing your affairs today will shot up to not less than 2 lakh rupees after 30 years because of inflation. 30 or 2 lakh rupees per month in the first year of retirement, which simply means multiplied by 12, sir, 25 lakhs rupees. And the most pinching point will be, Mr. Gogoi, you will stop getting salary from your employer because you have retired. So from where 25 lakhs rupees will come, my dear friend, and you don't have pension? From where you will get 25 lakhs, and that too at the age of 60 only, Mr. Gogoi. When you cross 70, this 2 lakh rupees per month expense will increase to 2.50 lakhs even because of inflation. And when you cross 80, it will touch even 3 lakhs rupees per month. And one thing I want to tell you, Mr. Alok, out of context, but very relevant. The average age of Indian is increased like anything. Mr. Gogoi, when we got independence in 1947, the average age of Indian was only 47 years, Mr. Alok. which had now risen to 71 years. What it simply conveys, sir, even after retirement, people are living for 15, 20, 30, even 30 years. You can see around your family or your neighbors, there are a lot of senior citizens enjoying life up even at 70, 75, 80. So after retirement, you will be living for 15, 20, 30 years. From where the money will come, my dear friends? The only way out is start working seriously on your retirement corpus. That is very serious advice I can give you. Start working on your retirement corpus independently of other things, because you will be needing huge retirement corpus. And a thumb rule is there, Mr. Alok, you just keep it in mind, and you and Mr. Gogoi and all young faculty members, how much retirement corpus you should develop, how much. A thumb rule is there. Your retirement corpus should be not less than 20 times of your annual expenses in the first year of retirement. I again repeat, your retirement corpus should not be less than 20 times of your annual expenses in the first year of retirement. And Mr. Alok, we have just calculated 25 lakhs in the first year of retirement, multiplied by 20, sir. What it becomes? 5 crores. I don't know whether you will have sound sleep today or not. I just joking. 5 crore only for retirement. 5 to 6 crore for education of kids. Then other things apart. And in all these things, Mr. Alok, I have not included your normal monthly expenses from 30 year to 60 year. That I have excluded. So in normal middle class, salary class person, Mr. Alok, will need not less than 10 to 12 crore rupees in her or his life only for the milestones. And Mr. Kamal, who is little bit younger than you, he might even need 15 to 18 crores. From where that money will come, Mr. Gogoi? Mr. Gogoi was mentioning me before the program, sir, I will manage it. How? Next season of Amitabh Bachchan show is going very soon, going to start very soon. I will go there and get first prize of 10 crore it might be, or 7 crore at least. I will get it. So majority of my requirements is done. All the best to Mr. Gogoi. But it may happen to an individual, Mr. Gogoi. But what about lakhs and crores of others? No, we all can't go to Amitabh Bachchan show, or for that matter get lottery money or all these things. We will have to work hard on this. And now, Mr. Gogoi and Mr. Alok, I can give you assurance with my experience, you can have 10 to 12 crore rupees in your life for milestone, provided, mind it, underline it very clearly, provided you start working right from today on your savings and investment. That's the only way we middle class people can have good money in our life. That is why the importance of investment. And one more thing out of context, Mr. Alok, I mentioned here. Your earning by effort has got limitation. Because no, you will get, if you are in job, you will get maximum what you will get? Increment, increase in your package. That's all. But through investment, Mr. Gogoi, you can make bigger difference. You can make huge money over a period of time. Of course, not in a short, don't indulge in short-term investing. That is again a dangerous proposition. Go for a long-term investment. Longer the time will be, higher will be the accumulation you will have. That is why the importance of investment is in life. So the chart which we have just prepared for Mr. Gogoi, and not for him, again, Mr. Kamal, to you, for you to understand also, this is called financial planning. You have just made your financial plan. Damn easy thing. It's not a rocket science. You will not be required to take the advice of a chartered accountant or CFA. No, that is not. Every educated person can make his financial plan, and you must. I again repeat, Mr. Arok, every must in the middle class, salary class person must develop his financial plan. Early you do, better it will be. And to Kamal, I can say, when you start earning, in the first year of your earning, please make your financial plan. And what is the benefit of financial plan, Mr. Gogoi? Only notional benefit, no real benefit, but very important benefit. What is that? Now you have defined your financial goals on your own. You have defined your financial goals, what money you will get at, you will need at what time and for what purpose. Broadly, the picture is clear before you. And psychologists say, Mr. Alok, those who define their goals, including financial goal in life, they work hard. Because now the goals are there. You have defined your goals. That is why you will work very hard on achieving those goals. And one more thing I want to add here, please keep reviewing your performance every year. That is also a crux. Suppose you made a financial plan and you start working on it through saving and investment. Every year, keep reviewing how much you were to accumulate money and how much you have done. If there is a deficit, put extra effort. Because there is no other way out. You have to put extra effort. So financial planning will give you a directional approach for making money available in your life when you need the money. And one thing more I want to tell you, just in a lighter tone, Mr. Gogoi. Once you have your financial plan in place, frame it. And that frame should be put in the drawing room. Every morning when you woke up, you might go to the God or Allah. After that, you go to the financial plan and say namaste to that financial plan as well. See every day what you are required to do and what you have done. Regular reviewing of your performance, at least yearly basis or half yearly basis, will make you more smarter in making extra efforts. So financial plan is one of the most important component for your investment success. Make it, please. And to Kamal, I will say, you make it when you start earning. And I'm not naming Kamal only. Perchance I can see him, that's why I'm taking his name. To all students, I am telling you, and to all faculty members and young staff members, I am telling what I am requesting to Mr. Gogoi. One more thing I want to tell you here is, and that is eighth wonder of the world, Mr. Gogoi, and that is power of compounding. Power of compounding, Mr. Alok, is the eighth wonder of the world. And what is power of compounding? Very simple thing, but very challenging. Now, Mr. Gogoi, being a teacher, will tell me, sir, what nonsense you are talking about. In the one sentence, you are telling both the things, very simple and very challenging, very tough. But both are correct, my dear sir. What is power of compounding? In investment, Mr. Alok, you will have to make a promise with yourself, not with me or not to you, only with yourself. You'll have to make a very simple promise. And what is the promise, Mr. Kamal? Whenever I get return on my investment, definitely when you will save and invest, Mr. Gogoi, you will start getting return. Not today, not tomorrow. Over a period of time, you will start getting return on your investments. Whenever I get return on my investment, Mr. Alok, return may be 500 rupees, return may be 5,000 rupees, or return may even be 5 lakhs rupees. But I will never consume or use that return. What I will simply do, I will keep reinvesting it every time I get it. Not once, Mr. Alok, regularly. Whenever, I again repeat, whenever I get return on my investments, which you will naturally get over a period of time, I will never use that return. Insignificant of the amount of return, I again repeat, may it be 500, may it be 5,000, may it be 5 lakhs, or more than that even. I will keep reinvesting that return. Not once, but every time for the next 15-20 years. Very tough task, Mr. Gogoi. Saying yes is yes, we should do it, sir. Everybody says yes, very good thing, sir, we should do it, but very tough. Why very tough? Suppose Mr. Gogoi has promised with himself, not to me, again I tell you, not with me, but yourself, with yourself. You have promised that I will never touch my return on investment. I will keep reinvesting it every time. Suppose after 5 years, you get a return of 5 lakhs rupees of some investment. Definitely you will get. I tell you again, you will keep getting return on investment. That they will keep increasing every year. Suppose you get 5 lakh return on your investment. What you have promised, Mr. Gogai? I will reinvest it. I will not touch it. But my dear friend, whole family will be behind you. And forget about your promise, yeah. Keep it aside. You have got 5 lakh rupees return. Now Switzerland trip is final. That's very natural on the family part. That's very natural. But on your part, you should be also very clear. No, no, and no. This 5 lakh will be reinvested. We will go to Switzerland, make extra efforts. That's a different story. But this 5 lakh will not be used for Switzerland. It is tough, my dear friend. I appreciate it is tough. But if you do it, I tell you, Mr. Gogoi, if you stick to your commitment, again, not to me, with you only, if you stick to your commitment every time, not once, every time, in the next 15, 20 years, down the line, Mr. Alok, you will have huge amount in your hands after 15, 20 years because of power of compounding. So mind it, power of compounding is a key for your investment success. If you want to make huge money in investment, and again I repeat with emphasis and with my experience, you can. You can. And there is no limit of making investments returns, my dear friends. The limitation, again I repeat, in salary is limited. Every year you will get some increase in your income, and that inflation will eat majority of your increment or whatever increase your employer will give. But if you commit yourself with the power of compounding in investment, apart from other things which we have just discussed, over down the line after 15, 20 years, you will have huge amount. So I want to tell all of you, of course, Mr. Gogoi and Mr. Alok might feel that I have taken much of your time in basic things in investment. But I feel, Mr. Gogoi, these are the basis for your investment success. That is why I have taken a lot of your time. And my request to all of you is, particularly Mr. Gogoi and Alok, start working on it, whatever we have discussed today. Because normally we Indians have a typical mentality or typical habit. We like a lot of things, but program is over, that thing is also over. Let it be. Very good. Program was very good, sir. Thank you very much, and matter is gone. If that is the approach, then nothing will happen in your life. I want to tell Kamal also, whatever you have listened, if you have make notes of it, very good. Try to execute these things in our life, particularly investment and money management. Lastly, I want to just take hardly 10 more minutes, if Mr. Gogoi permits me, where we will discuss what are the investment products available. Because ultimately the interest of Gogoi and Mr. Alok is, अरे सर ये छोड़िए ना, ये छोटी छोटी बातें, ये बच्चों के लिए, हमारे लिए बताइए, what are the investment products available in the market. Normally people think those who are earning. So because I will be very brief, because students are also there. But next time, if Mr. Alok and Gogoi thinks, then we can have a dedicated program only for the earners. Those who are already earning, like you, like your faculty member, your staff member, your other colleagues of other institutions, even if you can wish to have a program only on investment metrics and investment product, there we will be in detail discussing about the each and every investment product and their plus and minus points. The first category of investment product, Mr. Gogoi, that is governmental small saving scheme. Government has started some small saving schemes, not so great, but relatively reasonably good for the middle class, salary class person. And this governmental savings scheme, first scheme I want to mention here, Mr. Sabjar, please mention the name in the chat box as well. That is Public Provident Fund Account, PPF. Now Mr. Kamal Ahmed get bored. Arey sir, ye investment products ke liye we are not interested. Because no, we are not earning money today. He is absolutely right. That is why I will be very, very brief, my dear friend Mr. Kamal, because I have to take care of these young faculty members as well in this program. Public Provident Fund account. Very good scheme of the government of India, Mr. Gogoi. If you have not started PPF account, please do it. And not only you, Mr. Alok and Mr. Gogoi, if possible, open the account in your spouse name as well. Separate account. And even for your kids, if you have money to deposit in this scheme. PPF account is a very good scheme of the government of India. The tenure of the scheme is 15 years, 15 years. Minimum amount you have to deposit to make it operational, Mr. Alok, is only 1,000 rupees, but it will make no sense. The maximum amount you have to deposit in this scheme on a yearly basis is 1.50 lakhs. Maximum amount is 1.50 lakhs. And one small thing you should also do, Mr. Gogoi and Mr. Alok, try to accumulate money before new financial year starts every year. Accumulate 1.50 lakhs, and when the new financial year start, between 1st April to 5th April, deposit 1.50 lakhs lump sum, one time deposit. Me too. Well, sincerely try for that, because that will make a difference of thousands of rupees over a period of time. So there are two options. If you deposit 1.50 lakhs in lump sum at the beginning of the financial year, it is the best thing you can do. Otherwise, alternatively, you can deposit periodically. Every month you deposit the amount and make it 1.50 lakhs in 12 months. But ideally, my advice is try to accumulate money and deposit 1.50 lakhs when the financial year begins, that is between 1.50 lakhs to 1st April to 5th April. After 15 years, suppose this example, I more be specific on example. Suppose Mr. Gogoi age is 30 years, sorry. And he started a PPF account at the age of 30. You may start even early if possible, but suppose you started at the age of 30 and you continued with this account for 15 years, that is the tenure, every time depositing 1.50 lakhs in the beginning. At the age of 45 years, my dear friends, as per existing interest rate of 7.10%, you will have accumulation of 42 lakhs. And that is a calculation, not magic. It is sheer calculation. But there is a very good provision in this scheme, Mr. Alok, and you must enjoy that, use that scheme. That is, please keep extending that scheme for a 5-year period. That provision is there. You can extend the scheme for 5 years. So at the age of 45, you extend the scheme for 5 years, again continue to deposit 1.50 lakhs. At the age of 50, again you extend the scheme for 5 years and continue to deposit 1.50 lakhs. Again at the age of 55, you give minimum 3 extension. More you can, that is a better. But again at the age of 55, extend it for 5 years and continue to deposit 1.50 lakhs. And for extension, Mr. Alok, you will need to inform in writing to the bank or post office where you have PPF account. It will not automatically happen. You will need to inform them well in advance, 1 year advance or 6 months advance. You go to the bank or post office. So 3 extension and 15-year base period. When Mr. Gogoi touched the age of 60, he started at 30, Mr. Gogoi, you will have a corpus of 1.72 crore. In the first year, it was only 42 crore, 42 lakhs, Mr. Alok. In the next 15 years, how it ballooned to 1.72 crore? Because of power of compounding. You will getting interest on interest every year, and that was accumulated. And the beauty of this scheme, Mr. Gogoi, is you will get 42 lakhs or 1.72 lakhs without paying a single penny tax. It is tax exempt. That's the beauty of this scheme. No tax liability at all, Dr. Bhavna. 100% tax. It is a rare scheme of the government. Even in government scheme, tax has to be paid. But in PPF, no tax liability. So I personally feel every middle class, salary class person, particularly middle class, salary class person, Mr. Alok, should have PPF account. And that I can say to Mr. Kamal and Mr. Arun Kumar also. He also appears to be students. If he not a student, then please do start quickly. And if you are a student, when you start working, open the PPF account. So PPF account is a very good scheme. Try to open account for your spouse also. If you have money to deposit every year, that is again your comfort is more important of accumulating every year 1.50 lakh for per account. Second scheme, because second scheme where you can deposit money in government. I am still in government category only, Mr. Alok. That is National Saving Certificate. And as I don't have time, so I will not give the details. Otherwise, the Kamal and all students get bored now. Arre sir, what you are now giving us a scheme which we are not interested at this stage. Of course, you are not, my dear friend. National Saving Certificate. I just mentioned the name. You can go Google it and you will get all the details. Third one is Kisan Vikas Patra. Kisan Vikas Patra. Fourth one is RBI bonds. RBI keep issuing bonds to the public, getting loan from the public, taxable bond and tax-free bond. Both the categories are there. Then government securities. Government also keep raising loan from the public. Earlier, Mr. Gogoi, it was not easy for the middle class, salary class person to invest in government securities. But around 2020-21, RBI started a dedicated website, that is RBI Retail Direct. RBI Retail Direct. This is the name of the website which RBI has started only for the sole purpose for the middle class, salary class investment in government securities. And very recently, RBI has come out with the app also. Now, RBI Retail Direct app is also available. You can download the app, register yourself, and then you start investing small amount whenever you have money. Then beyond that, हाँ बेटा, हाँ. So, then banks and post offices have got some small saving scheme for the middle class, salary class person. You can look at those schemes as well. And one unique scheme I want to mention here, but that is only limited to girl child. I don't know, Mr. Gogoi or Mr. Alok are married, or if you have got girl child at home. If you not today, God bless. Tomorrow you will have girl child when you get married, and because, or if you have, and those who have girl child at home, and girl child is a blessing, Mr. Gogoi. If you not have today, maybe tomorrow. And this scheme is only for the girl child. It specifically has been designed for the girl child. And the name of the scheme is Sukanya Samriddhi Yojana. Sukanya Samriddhi Yojana. Very good scheme of the government of India, but only for the girl child. If you have a girl child, and perchance, Mr. Gogoi, if you don't have, your sister might have, your brother might have, your relations might have, and everybody. Whoever has girl child at home, but the one more condition is there, Mr. Gogoi, the girl age has to be below 10. Beyond 10, this account, beyond, if the girl age is more than 10 years, then account under Sukanya Samriddhi scheme cannot be opened. Mind it. So if you have a girl child and the age is below 10, open her account in the Sukanya Samriddhi Yojana. This can be opened online also. The same happens with the PPF also, Mr. Gogoi. If you have got net working or net banking facility, you can open the PPF account online itself because your KYC has already been done. So likewise, you can also start Sukanya Samriddhi Yojana online itself of the girl child. Again, the maximum amount you can deposit is 1.50 lakhs every year. When the girls become 18, Mr. Gogoi, whatever accumulations are there in this scheme, you can withdraw up to 50% of the total accumulation for her higher studies. Suppose accumulation is 50 lakhs, suppose. Then you can withdraw 25 lakhs for her higher education. When she crosses 21 years of age and ripe for marriage, you can close the account, withdraw all the amount and use that money for her marriage. So this scheme has been devised for the sole purpose that parents should not have burden for higher education of children and for her marriage. So, and one more thing I want to mention here, which is very relevant. Government is giving Mr. Gogoi highest return in this scheme, Sukanya Samriddhi Yojana. That is 8.20%. 8.20% return, my dear friend, which is not available in any other scheme of the government of India, except for the senior citizens. But there the amount is taxable. Interest amount is taxable, my dear friend. But in Sukanya Samriddhi Yojana, just like PPF, tax exempt. Not a single penny tax liability. So these are the governmental scheme. The plus point of the governmental scheme, Mr. Gogoi, is no risk at all. Whatever government promises you, government will give you because that is a sovereign guarantee. When your scheme matures, whatever the maturity amount, you will get it without fail because it is a corporate scheme. But minus point is, my dear friend, again, you hardly get any good return. And again, I repeat, real return. Suppose PPF scheme today has 7.10% interest. And inflation rate is 5%. So the real return is only 2.10%, not 7.10%. And per chance no tax liability. But in other government scheme, tax liability is there, then hardly there is any real return sometimes. But I feel personally, Mr. Gogoi, being middle class, salary class person, we should invest at least 10 to 15% of our total investment into government schemes. That is a wise and prudent decision. So these are the governmental schemes. Beyond that, now other category is there, that is real estate and property where you can invest. I can see Professor Suresh Makwana. He's a very senior, seasoned academician. He must have invested in property in real estate, which normally people do. That is an option available to you, my dear friend. But Mr. Gogoi, for real estate investment, firstly, you will need to have huge money for investment. You can't purchase a house or a flat or a proper real estate property by 5 lakh, 10 lakh or 15 lakh rupees. You will need to have huge money. And secondly, again, risk is there. Today, market is going up, but there used to be a time, Professor Makwana will recall, when the market was down. No takers were there of property. And people who had invested hugely in real estate were in trouble. So real estate is an option for you. I don't have any advice. I'm not an expert in that field as well, but it's an option. I'm just mentioning all the options only, not propagating or promoting any product. Again, I want to tell you, it is not my intention here to promote one or other product. Every product is good, but it depends what profile you have got. What is the purpose of investment? That is more important for you. Third category, that is gold, where you can invest. I don't know how I had seen in the when I started my session, senior women academicians were there. If they are still there, I want to tell them, ma'am, gold has been an option of investment, Mr. Gogoi, not for today, for centuries together. Indians have been investing in gold, particularly Indian middle class families. Not today for, and particularly female members of the family, what they will say, Mr. Gogoi, and don't discuss about gold investment, invest it. Why you waste your time in discussing gold investment? Invest in as much gold as it is okay, particularly for female members of the family. But I want to tell you, Mr. Gogoi, physical gold investment is a losing proposition, mind it. It's a losing proposition. Because suppose today a female purchase 10 lakhs rupees necklace or a gold jewelry. After 10 years, she wants to change it because of change it design or new design, or for that matter, daughter's or son's marriage. And she goes to the jeweler from whom she has purchased the necklace. What jeweler will say, Mr. Gogoi, yes, ma'am, you have taken purchase from us, we will take it back, but there will be a cut of 30 to 40% on making charges. That we realize only when when we want to sell the gold. So gold is a very good investment proposition. But what I want to request to all of you, avoid physical gold investment. Now there is other facility available, Mr. Gogoi, in the market, that is digital gold. Digital gold is available. You can invest in digital gold. No physical delivery of the gold will be given to you. And you will get the benefit of increase in the prices of gold. Suppose today the gold price is 8,000 per gram, Mr. Gogoi, and you purchase digital gold. After 10 years, suppose the gold price goes to 12,000 rupees per 10 gram, per gram. And you will appreciate last 30, 40 years, gold price is going up and up. So that trend will naturally will be there because of the international conflicts and other regions. So suppose after 10 years, you will get 12,000 rupees per gram gold. You can get 12,000 rupees without any deduction. But in the case of physical gold, there will be a cut of 30 to 40% of making charges. So I will prefer, and I will request all of you, go for digital gold investment. That is normally we all Indians are doing, but go for the digital gold investment, not for the physical gold investment. And lastly, security market, share bazaar. But Mr. Gogoi had mentioned me before the session, sir, don't talk much about the security market. It is nothing but it is sheer speculation. People think so. Still, a lot of people think that share market is nothing but a speculation. How prices go up and down every day. People are perplexed. And they are shy of investing in the security market. But I want to tell you, my dear friends, to young people like Mr. Gogoi and Mr. Alok, security market is purely knowledge-based market. And if you have don't knowledge of the market, never invest a single penny directly, Mr. Gogoi. That opinion I also have. So if you want to invest into security market, at least directly, first you should have knowledge of the market, otherwise don't invest directly. Because it is purely knowledge-based market. And one more thing I want to mention here, I don't know, Professor Makwana must be knowing it. Security market has given 15% annual average return during last 40 years, Mr. Gogoi, which no other product has given. But I am not encouraging you, again, I am very clear. I am not encouraging you to invest in security market. My reasoning is very simple and clear. You should invest in security market only when you have knowledge of the market, not before that. But there is an indirect way of investing in security market as well, and that is called mutual fund. Mutual fund is indirect way of investing. Mr. Gogoi, you are not directly investing, but you are giving your money to some experts for investment, not for any other purpose. You are giving your money to the expert for investment. Why you are giving? Naturally, you will ask me, sir, I am a professor here. I know much everything. Why I should give my money to others? Because of three reasons. Number one, I don't have knowledge of the market. But they are the experts of the market. But Mr. Gogoi, they are not God. They are only experts. And in security market, there cannot be any God. Nobody can predict where the market will be. But relatively speaking, they have got better knowledge of the market. So their investment decision are likely to be better than me, who is a novice in investment on security market. The first thing is I don't have knowledge of the market. That is why I am giving my money to them for investment. Again, no other any other purpose but for investing. Second, I don't have time. You have got full-time job, Mr. Gogoi. Then you have family to look after. You don't have time. And investment is a serious business, my dear friends. It is not a casual thing. You have to be very serious about your investment and tracking and reviewing your investment very regularly. It's a very serious business. So you don't have time. You have a job and then family to look after. Thirdly, you don't have any experience of investing in security market, but they people have experience of 25, 30 years of managing your money. That is why they are relatively, I am again using the word relatively better place to manage your money than yourself. And that is why you are giving your money. And firstly, mutual fund is strongly regulated by SEBI. It is not a Ponzi scheme, my dear friend. It is not a cheat fund. It is strongly regulated by each and every aspect of the mutual fund scheme. And for that matter, asset management company, AMCs, are strongly regulated by SEBI. Every aspect. Rest assured, it is a regulated product. Just like bank deposits, mutual fund is also a regulated product. But because of the volatility in the security market, which is the basic character of security market, priceage of the units which you purchase in mutual fund will always go up and down. So mutual fund is a indirect product of investment, particularly for those who don't have knowledge of the market. And one thing more I want to add here, Mr. Gogoi. People do have misconception that a mutual fund is also nothing but security market. No, my dear friends. You might not be aware. Professor Makwana must be knowing it. In mutual fund, there are schemes which invest in real estate. In mutual fund, Mr. Gogoi, schemes are there which will invest your money in government securities even, government schemes even. In mutual fund, there are schemes which will invest your money in gold even and commodity market even. And there are schemes, Mr. Gogoi, where your money can be invested into international corporates. That is called international funds. I don't know Mr. Gogoi is aware or not, but in mutual fund, international funds are there. You can sitting at your home, Mr. Gogoi, or you're in your place, you can invest in Google, Facebook, or Apple through international funds. That facility you also get through mutual fund. But of course, majority of the mutual fund scheme relate to security market only. That is a fact. Majority. But there are schemes. Then there are two distinct features of mutual funds or industry. One is in mutual fund, Mr. Gogoi, schemes are available as per risk appetite of all investors. Suppose you have got high risk appetite, equity funds are available for you. But for Shri Shinsra Mahan ma'am, she doesn't have high risk appetite. Hybrid funds are there where you can invest. Then for me, those who have already crossed 60, other category of investment schemes are available. That is called debt funds. So for every category of investment, schemes are available as per their risk appetite. Likewise, In mutual fund, Mr. Gogoi, schemes are available as per your time horizon of investment. And Mahan ma'am, you might not be aware. In mutual fund, there is a scheme where you can invest your money only for one night. Invest tonight and withdraw tomorrow morning. That is called overnight funds. You can invest even for single night. Then there is another scheme, Mr. Alok, that is called liquid fund, where you can invest your money for very short period of 1 week, 1 month, or even 3 months. And Gogoi and Mr. Anshuman, Lok Anshuman, I don't know whether you are aware or not, but I know a lot of my friends, like young people like you, who have started a new practice. And what is that? When you get salary in your bank account every month, you transfer your salary from your bank account to the liquid fund. And that is all you can do through app only. No need to go to any bank. Everything is available online now. You can transfer your salary from your bank account to the to your liquid fund account. Naturally, Mr. Alok will ask me, sir, why I should take this botheration? Why I should transfer my money to a liquid fund account? My dear friend, there are benefits. In SP account, Mr. Gogoi, you might be aware, the rate of return is 2.5% on average basis of 3 months. 2.5% interest you will get in your SB account. But in Mr. Alok, in liquid fund, you are getting more than 4.5% to 5% return. And money has not gone anywhere. It is in your hands. Suppose, Mr. Anshuman, you get salary of 1 lakh rupees on first. You transfer it to a liquid fund account. So right from the moment you transfer it, you start earning return of around 4.5%. On fifth, you need 20,000 for your monthly expenses. So for your monthly grocery and like that thing. Go to the app, put 20,000 rupees, click withdraw button, Mr. Gogoi. In fraction of seconds, you get 20,000 in your bank account. So money is always in your hands, but you get better return. The only limitation in this liquid fund, Mr. Anshuman, is you can't withdraw more than 50,000 on a single day. That limitation you always keep in mind. Maximum withdrawal limit is 50,000. I know hundreds of thousands of young professionals like you, young academicians like you, have started this practice, and this is called better management of personal finance. Mr. Gogoi, you might have heard about the treasury management in bigger corporates. Treasury management is nothing but they are putting their surplus money for a very short period and they earn good money. Likewise, we can also manage our personal finance. It is your treasury. Whatever salary we get is your treasury. So we can manage our personal finance also, getting higher return. So please think of liquid. Then there are schemes where you can invest for 6 months or 1 year. Then there are schemes for you can invest for 1 year, for 3 year, 5 year, 10 year, 15 years. So schemes are available as per your risk appetite. Schemes are available as per your time horizon of investment. I need to speak minimum 2 hours on mutual fund, Mr. Gogoi. But I appreciate there is no time. But next time, if you are interested, we can have a dedicated session on mutual fund. And we will in detail discuss about the mutual fund. But the unique feature of the mutual fund I want to mention all of you, and particularly Mr. Gogoi and Mr. Alok, and all young faculty members even, that is SIP, Systematic Investment Plan, SIP. And SIP is nothing, my dear friends. It is just like a recurring account. And Mahan ma'am must remember, we all have opened a recurring account in bank and post offices. That was a common feature. 200 rupees per month, 500 rupees per month, 1,000 rupees. It is just, SIP is just like only. You are investing a fixed amount every year, every month. And that again, everything done on online, my dear. No need to go. For the first time, you have to do some formalities. That is your KYC and start SIP. That is there. that you can do, your all educated person. Every month, some money will go out of your pocket, out of your bank account. It will be invested, and evening you get then a message that this much of amount we have received, we have invested it, and you get this much of unit. So every month you are investing. I just give you an example. So I am done, because otherwise, if I keep extending it, your students might get bored. Of course, it might be useful for Anshuman and Mr. Gogoi, but next time when we have time. Suppose Mr. Anshuman started an SIP of 500 rupees at the age of 20. Only 500 rupees in a good equity fund. Every month he is investing 500 rupees. And he continued for 40 years, very big period. But I have to give you the impact, how it can done. He continued for the 40 years. Every month he is investing 500 rupees only, not a big amount. You will appreciate, Mr. Alok. 500 is very small amount. You will even forget after 5 years, 10 years that 500 rupees is being invested by you, because it will automatically from your bank account and it will invested. After 40 years, I presume a return of 12% only, whereas Mr. Gogai's security market has given 15% return. But even to be conservative, I have calculated only 12% return. After 40 years, Mr. Alok will have corpus of 48 lakhs. Again, no magic, sir. It is mathematics only. 48 lakhs out of 500 rupees investment only. But again, there is other way out, which I think you must think of that. That is top up SIP or step up SIP. This is flat SIP. Every month you are investing 500 rupees only. But in top up SIP or step up SIP, Mr. Gogoi, you increase the SIP amount every year by 10%. Every year. Mr. Alok started with 500 rupees. For the second year, he increased it to 550 rupees. Second year, 500. Third year, again added 10% of 550. Every year, not once, but every year, he is increasing the amount of SIP by 10%. Why 10%? Because normally we get increase in our salary or income by 10%. This I presume. Every year he is increasing SIP amount by 10%. In flat SIP, Mr. Gogoi, the corpus he has got after 40 years was 48 lakhs. But in step up or top up SIP, the corpus would be 1 crore 93 lakhs. And again, in mathematics, not a magic, mathematics only. Because every year he is increasing SIP. And that's the best way of developing huge corpus over a period of time. So what I want to tell you, SIP is a magic for middle class, salary class person. Next time, when you give time, we will in detail discuss all these things. 3 website names I want to mention to all of you. Please note it down. Mr. Sabjar will also note it down in the chat box about the mutual fund only. The first website is Mutual Fund Sahi Hai. You might have seen the ad, Mr. Gogoi. Lot of ads are there. Everywhere mutual fund sahi hai. In the same name, Amfi had developed a website, Mutual Fund Sahi Hai. In this website, every information about the mutual fund, how it works, what it is, what is SIP, how you can start SIP, what are the requirements of SIP, everything, not only SIP, everything about the mutual fund, its scheme, and the existing performance or the historical performance of the mutual fund scheme. Everything about A to Z about mutual fund is in this website available, and all are authentic, no hearsay. It is not a promotional website or a marketing website. It has been developed by the Amfi, which is not a mutual fund for promotion. It is for awareness among the people for awareness. And on this website, Mr. Alok, information is available almost in all languages: Hindi, Angrezi, Telugu, Tamil, Uriya, Bengali, lot of Assamese. So you can please visit this website, Mr. Gogoi. Spend minimum half an hour for next 1 to 2 months. Because it ultimately is your money. Ultimately, it is your. If you want to make money out of it, you have to work. Don't go for the so-called advisors, so-called financial influencers. They are all fraud. I'm telling you. The so-called expert is coming on business channels or TV. They are again frauds. They have their own interest. And SEBI has, you might not be aware, Mr. Gogoi, but out of context I can mention, SEBI has recently penalized 6 so-called financial influencers on social media. They were advising you, but they are working contra. And they were agents of some brokers or some corporates even for pumping up their share price. And one financial influencer had been imposed a penalty, Dr. Mahan, is of 17 crore. You can see how much money they make by befooling people like you and me. So never go for the so-called advice of the. You are educated persons. You are educated. You take your investment by taking knowledge from the. And we are very lucky. Everything is available, Mr. Gogoi, on your mobile. Everything is available. Please make use of it. Second website name is Mutual Fund Central, MF Central. MF Central, CENTRAL. Third one is Mutual Fund Utility. Mutual fund. Mr. Gogoi, I am very sorry that I have covered hardly 1% of the mutual fund. But of course, because of time constant, I couldn't take it forward now. I am done as far as today's session is concerned about mutual fund. Last 2 things I want, 2 sentences only I want to mention to all of you. And particularly I am addressing to Mr. Gogoi and Anshuman, and not you, but all young participants. My dear friends, prosperity is your right. Mr. Gogoi, prosperity is your right, Mahan ma'am. It is everybody's right to be prosper. And my definition of prosperity, Mr. Alok, is not to be Mukesh Ambani. That we can't, very honestly speaking, that we can't. My definition of prosperity is very simple. I should have money for my needs. I should have money for needs of my family. I should have money for giving comfortable life to my family. I should have money for giving best higher education and to my kids, to my children. I should have money for all my family obligation, Dr. Mahan. And lastly, I should have money for my retirement life. That is my prosperity. And that is your right, my dear friend, Mr. Gogoi. It is not luck-minded. Unfortunately, we Indians are talk much about the luck. Luck is nothing. I am very clear. Luck is nothing as far as money and investment is concerned. It is sheer your effort. It is sheer your effort. Forget about the luck. Keep it aside. Only focus on your efforts. And I tell you one thing. If you focus on your efforts, down the line at 15 years, you will be prosper and as per my definition. And if you don't mind it, Mr. Alok, if you are not prosper after 25 years, only you will be blamed. Take blame on yourself. You lacked somewhere. You didn't make sincere efforts, very honestly speaking. Don't blame others. Don't blame me or Dr. Mahan. We are not responsible for your prosperity. Only you are responsible. Why you should not make efforts, my dear friends? Who has stopped you? Who has stopped you? No, nobody. Make sincere effort about your savings and investment. And lastly, there may be 1 or 2 participants, maybe, may not be. I'm very happy if they are not. But normally I get some participant who have some mistaken belief in their mind and very deeply engrossed. And what is that? I am from a poor family. Some people do have that mindset. I am from a poor family. My family, they are always cursed like this every day in, day out. I am from a poor family. My family is poor. I got birth in a poor family. I want to tell them very clearly, rather bluntly, Mr. Gogoi, wherever you have born is born. Forget where you have born. It has got no significance now. Birth in a poor family is not a curse at all. Mind it. Dr. Mahan, I think you will agree with me. Birth in a poor family is not a curse at all. But living as poor and die as poor is a curse, which we all can avoid by managing our money right from the day we start earning. And that is my wish, that you will all be. Sorry if I have taken a little bit more time of yours, but thank you very much. God bless you all.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much. So do we have any questions
Yeah.
from participant side?
Please, if you have any questions, you are welcome to ask the question. Just raise your hand. I will try to satisfy you to the best of my ability. Any question from any participant?
There is a question in chat board.
Yeah.
I look for detailed session.
Please. In the meantime, Mr. Sabjar, please unmute Mr. Alok and Mr. Gogoi. I wish them to give their opinion about the session. Of course, Mr. Mahan as well, if she wish. Yes,
Alok,
any question?
would you like to say something?
Yeah, please unmute yourself.
Alok, he's
Yeah,
our MBA
Mr. Alok
student.
first. Mr. Alok first.
Yeah. So thank you so much for beautiful session. Like actually, whatever questions I had in mind, like almost I got cleared like by everything you mentioned thoroughly, and different government schemes also. Even I plan to actually invest in gold, but out of physical gold, I believe we'll be planning for like now the digital gold. And the session was too much like informative, and like we will expect you to be coming for the next session also for more detailed about this SEBI and mutual funds.
Okay.
Surely
Thank
we
you.
will. Surely will. Thank you very much, my dear friend.
Lawrence, would you
Yeah,
like to say
Mr.
something?
Lawrence.
Sir, first of all, thank you for this session. And I had a great session with you, sir. And one thing I want to mention, one more thing, like I'm doing MBA in HR. And as you mentioned, Alok also. So we both are roommate of the same hostel, actually, sir.
Great.
The understanding how you connected it is quite good. Yeah. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Surikant sir, one question is there in chat board, whether NSE scheme is taxable or not? If yes, NSE scheme.
NSE scheme, my dear friend, as such is taxable, firstly. But interest, if Mahan ma'am, if you reinvest the interest, then you get the benefit of exemption of that income. But suppose I go for the NSE scheme, I earn the interest, and if I don't reinvest that interest, it is a taxable liability. But if I reinvest, that tax liability will not be there.
Okay. Any other question from participant side?
Ma'am, yeah, Mahan ma'am.
Ma'am, can you please unmute? Yeah.
Yeah, ma'am. Please unmute yourself.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening, ma'am.
It's a wonderful session. In simple, I say it's a wonderful session, and I've learned of investment. I mean, a process of increasing money. It's not simply earning money and saving money. It's the process of increasing money by which we grow richer by money. And I'm so much thankful for arranging this webinar by NIT. I think management and faculty. Thanks a lot. And I look forward for a more detailed session, sir. It helps.
Sure. We will work on this.
Shortly. Actually, all credit go to Mr. Mohammad Shafi and his team, and of course, authorities who have thought of this program at NIT. I will be more than happy to be part of yours in future as well.
Sure, sure. Okay, sure. We will host another one.
And rather, I will be more than happy to come to your institute as well when I visit Warangal. You will be my first choice.
Sure, sure. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Any other question from
Any
participants?
other
sir?
question, or we can close it now?
Okay. I think there is no more questions.
No problem.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay. Yeah, so in fact, thank you so much, sir, for your insightful session. Rather than call it as a common session in a webinar, I would say it is a kind of explosion of information related to personal finance and financial planning. So you shared lots of things related to, related to taking the risk and how that will lead to making a rewards, importance of doing the investment and power of compounding, then SAP, many things. So, we know that in personal finance, all these are very important things, but of course, each and every topic we have to discuss separately. In future, of course, we will have a few more session by from your side itself. We will try to organize for all the students as well as professionals. Indeed, I don't know how to express my gratitude. It was really a wonderful session, sir. So now let's move on to last agenda of this webinar, that is vote of thanks. So eventually it is my privilege and honor to extend my heartfelt thanks to each and every one of you on behalf of Department of Management Studies, NIT Warangal. We could organize this webinar on the title of Wealth Creation Through Financial Planning. I would like to express my gratitude to Amfi, Association of Mutual Funds in India, for collaborating with the Department of Management Studies, NIT Warangal, and providing this opportunity to organize a national webinar. So this webinar was enlightened by our distinguished keynote speaker, Sri Surikant Sharma sir. Thank you, sir, for your insightful talks and vast expertise on financial planning and wealth creation. Your insight drawn from extensive experience with SEBI and Amfi has undoubtedly enlightened all of us. Then I would like to express my appreciation to our head of the department, Professor G. Sunitha ma'am. Without her support, we can't organize this national webinar. And special thanks to Professor Lakshmi Tulasi Devi ma'am. She is the co-convener of this webinar, and especially for introducing our esteemed keynote speaker. At the end, I would like to mention two names. One is Mr. Sabzar Ahmed. Thank you, sir, for your help in terms, especially for getting this webinar from Amfi, and for your technical assistance also. And another person, that is Dr. Mushi Mushtaq from LPU, Lavely Professional University. There are many participants from the LPU. Thank you, sir, for your support, especially having your students in this webinar. Last but not least, I would like to express my deepest appreciation to all the participants in and out of the NIT Warangal for your enthusiasm and active engagement. Your presence and interaction have made this session very much wonderful. Frankly speaking, I didn't expect this much registration for this webinar. We got more than 550 plus registration for this webinar, and out of that, around 350 plus participants attended this webinar also. It is a really good thing, and this is really motivating us to organize another webinars based on this topic. Of course, we will try to we will focus on the same thing again. And thank you all once again, and we will look forward to hosting some or few sessions in future with another knowledgeable sharing session ahead. All of you have a wonderful day and wonderful. I hope you enjoyed the session also. And once again, wish you all heartfelt thanks, and have a nice day to all of you.
Thank you, Mr. Shafi. On my behalf and on behalf of Amfi, I am thankful to you and my young friends, Mr. Gogoi and Ashman, particularly, who have been with me throughout the session. And I think I have given them much stuff to discuss on late night meetings in their room, but not once, but regularly. Because
Of course,
It is a subject where you can keep discussing for days together, for months together, but not only discussing, do something when you start working, because Indians have a typical mentality: we discuss too much, we advise too much, we do little. That you should come out of it. Thank you very much to all of you, particularly Mr. Shafi, his team, and God bless you all. We will definitely
Thank you.
keep meeting online and offline both. God
Sure,
bless you.
sure. Thank you so much, sir. All of you have a nice day.
And of course,
Bye-bye.